Howdy, howdy. Welcome. Good. We are live. Okay. Well, here we have it. I just saw this tweet right here. Now, I'm pretty sure... Did I retweet that? Did not. Probably should have retweeted that. But it appears to me that just about 6 minutes ago, a deal may have been reached. Well, it started out with this speech right here. So we have this speech right here. Came out. So watch this right here.
Attention, citizens of Gaza, listen carefully. This is an urgent military advisory from the Israel Defense Forces. For your immediate safety, we urge all residents of northern Gaza and Gaza City to temporarily relocate south. Let me repeat. We urge all residents of northern Gaza and Gaza City to relocate south immediately. This is a temporary measure. Moving back to northern Gaza will be possible once the intense hostilities end. Hamas puts your life in danger by placing weapons and forces within civilians' area in Gaza, including schools, mosques, and hospitals. The impending IDF operation is set to neutralize these threats of Hamas with precision and intensity. Humanity remains haunted by the massacre unleashed by Hamas on October 7th, a massacre of innocent lives. Israeli men, women, children, and babies were beheaded, executed, raped, and burnt alive. We won't forget that. And the kidnapping of over 200 Israelis we will not forget. To the residents of northern Gaza and Gaza City, your window to act is closing. Move south. For your own safety, move south. This is not a mere precaution. It is an urgent plea for the safety of the civilians in Gaza.
That was the video that came out from the... What was it? An urgent that was directly from the Israeli defense minister right there. And then we have this right here, which I have found pretty interesting. So here you have it. Hamas leader in Gaza, Yahya Sinwar, we are immediately ready for a deal to release our prisoners held by Israel in exchange for what? Our prisoners held by Israel in exchange for all our prisoners. Oh, I don't think that's how you put it, but yeah. So I think what he's trying to say is that they're ready to negotiate the peace deal. Now, the idea of negotiations for the peace deal was, in fact, exactly what they wanted to do. That was exactly what they wanted to do. So I think that's what we're looking at right now. Trey Yinks came out and said that intense tank fire and airstrike along the border are heavier than last night at certain times. So heavier than last night. So the attacks is still ongoing, and it's heavier than last night. Can you put it like that, you know? Check this out.
Right now, the Israelis are hammering the northern part of the Gaza Strip. A jet just flew overhead and launched flares after dropping a bomb on the target. This has been the scene for the past 24 hours along the Israel-Gaza border. Explosions not just from airstrikes, but also artillery and tank fire. As we speak, Israeli forces are operating on the ground in Gaza.
There you have it. So they're still operating. They're still doing their things. We have a Russian AN-124 doing pass down, so he's kind of like been doing it back and forward between here. That seems weird to me. That's what we got going right now. So an AN-124 took off from Kaliningrad, is heading directly into St. Petersburg. A lot of Russian air activity right now. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The biggest plane, the biggest cargo plane in U.S. Air Force is right now crossing directly next to Iranian border right there. Look at that. It's gonna go over. It's gonna go over. I'm probably gonna turn like in last second. It has got like a directory. It's gonna go like right past it. But yeah, it's the biggest, the CM5 Super Galaxy right there for you. It's the biggest one. Oh, open to shield the hostage. Well, yeah, Liberty, I mean, listen, all I know right now is that the Hamas leader said that they could exchange in former prisoners. I don't think the Israelis are going to say yes to it. Because I'll be honest with you, I think the Israelis are going to just say that it's not a negotiation. It's a fucking, this is not a negotiation. For us, it's reality. What we're doing is we want our fucking prisoners back, and we don't care what you think, Look how close that thing is to that border right there. Oh, it's just past it. That thing is flying, like, right next to the Iranian border right there. There's a U.S. military plane right there. C-5 Galaxy. That's the biggest biggest U.S. transport plane. A lot of transport plane action up. We got a Russian AN-124 took off from Kaliningrad. Not every day you see that. Look at this, for example. Yeah, look at that right there. Four of these bad boys right here. What's that? That all Hercules heading out right now. Yeah. 140 Hercules right now. 4 of them right there. Some coming back. It's important to note that throughout the last the last few 48 hours or 24 hours, the U.S. has transported what appears to be a shit ton of equipment into areas. Look at that. All American. All American. Look at that. American. 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 That's another C5 right there. That's another C5 over Europe. I never ever see C5s over Europe. I mean, and then look at that. There's 2 right there. 2 right over Germany. It's literally all right there. That's a Goldmaster. It's all United States, and they're transporting a shit ton of equipment out and in. Look at that. Welcome in, Ocean. Look at that. United States. Australia. Convoys of just United States right there again. And this might be a... Yeah, that's British right there. RRR. Usually, they have... For some reason, the British likes to put RRR. But I think those guys were there yesterday as well. Holy shit, yeah. Kuwait. That's a Kuwait plane right there. A tanker. That's a U.S. tanker right there. So much air activity. The Russians are moving as well. They have a lot of air activity up as well. But holy shit, And these convoys of just shit ton of planes heading out. I mean, that's a tanker right there. I mean, they're just flying all day, and they're moving so much equipment. It's insane. I mean, for reasons we know, right? I mean, let's point it out here. The factor is they're moving it because they believe... Either they believe a pending attack is looming, or they believe, they believe something is badly happening right now, or about to happen, right? So, or they just want to be ready. So, really anything would be justified at a moment. So that's pretty insane right there for you. Keep an eye on that. With that 88B as well. United States. France. It's this one right there. That's the Turkey. United States. France. Yeah, a lot less here, actually. Look at that. So much equipment. I mean, it's convoys after convoys of 130, the Hercules, and oh shit, that wasn't even a word right there. Convoys of 130 and Hercules Goldmasters just heading out over and inside towards the Middle East and landing in Syria, Jordan, Iraq, all the places. They're really getting ready, and they're not fucking around anymore. It doesn't appear so. Israeli Merkava Mark IV main battle tanks and Namar heavy armor personnel carriers can be seen holding a protective fire position near Caterpillar D9 armored bulldozer and Puma heavy engineering vehicles as they continue to clear paths in northern Gaza earlier today. Look at this. This is earlier today as well. So they're still there. I mean, they're still doing their things. This is from the Gaza area. Not where exactly know. I don't exactly know where. But they're bringing up bulldozers. They're clearing the way. They're not done. You think they're done, and this was like a small time raid. Yeah, it might have been a small time raid, but they're still there. You know, they're still fighting. They're still going on. Tank fire right now is more intense than it was yesterday. And that's reported by Trey Yingst, a person on the ground in Israel, just put out a tweet saying that sometimes the tank fire is even more intense than it was yesterday, you know, and today. So look at that. They're still clearing ways. They're pulling out bulldozers, clearing out the ground here for what appears to be probably more tanks coming in. It does, as far as I know, they did lose some tanks, as far as I think we've heard, but I think it's very minimal losses compared to how much they committed to that raid or invasion, whatever they want to call it, right? Hamas official statement. Al-Qassam Brigade spokesperson. The enemy will taste a greater defeat than he expected or feared. The time of Siamese, that's how you say it, Siamese, something like that. Defeat has begun. The time of Siamese collapse has begun. The area of enemy's alleged military and intelligence superiority is over. We renew our call to an honorable people of the nation to consider a battle of decisive battle in the nation's history. Contacts books place regarding the prisoners' flee, and there was an opportunity to reach an agreement, but the enemy was stalling. The large number of enemy prisoners we have is the price of emptying all prisoners of all prisoners of all prisoners. What? Yeah. Oh, all prisoners. Right. So exchange of exchange. Kind of like an exchange point. I think what they're working on right now is to exchange some of those so-called, they call it prisoners. We call it what I would say hostages. Yeah. Here you have it. So if you're wondering what the PM of Israel had to say about this is his statement from today, I believe. Yeah. Just in Israel, Prime Minister Nahujaya from 41 minutes ago. There's English in translation right over.
Yesterday evening, additional forces entered into Gaza, into the evil forces. This is the second stage of the war, which our goals are very clear: to destroy the military and government ability of Hamas and return the abductees home. We decided to operate in the ground of Gaza and in the cabinet of the war, in the general cabinet. We're ready to make sure the faith of the country, our soldiers know that the government and the people are standing behind them. I met our soldiers in the bases, in the south and the north. We have a wonderful army, wonderful soldiers, heroes, Jews and non-Jews, secular and non-secular, left and right. They're all united.
So that's directly from the Israeli PM right there. He's saying we're now in the next phase of the war. The idea of what that means, I mean, what he means is we're in the next phase. We're in the second phase, and you can still hear. I mean, I've got this muted right here. This is directly from Israel. You can still hear explosions going off. Look at this screen over here as well from Flight Trader. all of this right here, there's 2 Israeli planes, some RAF, which is the Royal Air Force, British Air Force. And the rest of that is United States Air Force. It's all of that. C5s, that's a C5. All of that, there's C5s. Hercules, Goldmasters, transport planes of a mountful heading in and towards the Middle East. The U.S. is not fucking around. It is getting ready. You thought they were fucking around. They're not fucking around anymore. I'll tell you that much. Something's happening. I can't tell you what, but something is certainly happening. Saudi Minister of Foreign Affairs. We condemn and denounce any ground operation carried out by Israel because they threaten their lives to Palestinian civilians and expose them to more dangers and inhuman conditions. The factor is, if you go back to the video, there was a military spokesman that came out today and said, go to the south. They came out, and you go back to the video, you can hear him talk about it. He was talking in English. You can hear him say, go to the south. Go to the south of Gaza. Don't stay in the north. And that's from a military spokesperson. What I believe that means is, we're going to continue attacks. We're going to continue to move in. We're going to continue to bombard the area. We're going to get rid of Hamas. We're going to get our prisoners. You know, everything. I think.
I Kvicklis butikker og på Coop.dk.
What do you mean free speech? Get it from Israel? Oh, I think Iran might get it from Israel. Like, do you mean airstrikes or? Yeah, I mean. Couldn't tell you, but Iran does appear to be on a warpath. I tell you that much. Yeah. Carrier Strike Group 2, led by the USS the Eisenhower, has entered the Western Mediterranean via the Strait of Gibraltar. Holy shit, okay. Yeah, that's also a thing right there. And they are just, I mean, I'm trying to see if I can find any. There was some more videos, but I think I heard about some things happening in Lebanon as well. Some things happening at the north as well. There was some talks about, let me find it. I think I retweeted it. So there was some talks about some other things as well. Here you have it. So this right here is from Trey Yanks, the person on the ground. The Israel military released a video of the expanded ground raid into Gaza overnight. Look at this. Look at how many tanks they had. I think we're going to see some explosions as well. Look at all those tanks. I mean, that's so much. There they are just moving across the border. 9% of problems come from Iran. Well, that's no secret, free speech. Okay. That dog there, that dog is going off there. Oh, look at that. Jesus Christ. You can see the tanks firing as well. This is from last night. Look how many fucking tanks there is. That's so insane. Whew. That is very insane. Here we have it. So, this is the official statement in Hezbollah, which is the forces located in Lebanon. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, permission has been given to those who will be killed because they have been wronged, and indeed, God is able to grant them victory. God Almighty has spoken the truth. At 6 o'clock in the evening on Saturday, October 28, 2023, the Moyahaji or something like that of the Islamic resistance attacked the Sarit barracks with appropriate weapons and caused direct hits. And victory is only from Allah, the might, the wise. Not exactly a clear statement, more of a prophesied statement, but it appears, at least what I gather from that statement, that, well, you know, they're not that well in the head. Oh, we had some more North Korean news, so we're gonna jump off. Okay, well, look at that. North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un said that the Third World War is about to start due to escalation in the Middle East, and everyone should be ready for it. This is reported by the Russian media with reference to the North Korean Central Telegraph Agency. He said the flames of war could spread from the Middle East to other regions of the world. once in, I think, all my life, Kim Jong-un may be right on some part on that. But let's be honest, he started it. Look at that. Look at this, for example. Look at that. Look at that right here. So this is what they're talking about right here, and I'll tell you what, because they say over the past 24 hours, the U.S. and Allied transport aircraft CONUS is to the Eastern Mediterranean, CENTCOM, and including American C-17 and CM-5 from the British, and A-400M and C-35 transport with the RC and Reach call signs. This is far from the complete list and does not include tankers or other types of aircraft. But this is just right now. This is live. This is right there, and this is from today. Sorry, let's make this big right here. That right there, you have C-17, CM-5. CM-5s are the super galaxies. Those are large. It's the largest military transport in the U.S. Army. C-17, CV-17, C-7. Look at all these transports right here. These are all U.S. military transport. There are 2 of them that are British, right? Which also means the British are also moving. But look at the amount of things that the U.S. Army is moving right now. At that, it's just insane. And the reason why it's insane is because the U.S. appears to have said to everybody that, hey, fuck off, you know? Like we're not fucking around anymore. I don't think the U.S. is fucking around anymore. Yeah, I don't think so. There has appeared to have, there was a North Korean military flight that took off from North Korea and went into Beijing. So somebody met with some leaders in Beijing, and probably some North Korean diplomats or something like that. Hamas promised to respond to our request to release 8 hostages who held Russian citizens. Source. So Lavrov says that Hamas promised to respond to our request to release 8 hostages who held Russian citizenship. Obviously, because you fucking sponsored their attack. They're acting like they didn't. They're acting like, oh yeah, what's a surprise? The Russians could get their citizens back. Well, obviously, because you fucking you literally sponsored the attack. We know you did. Yeah. IDF enters the second phase of the war. Israel aims to destroy Hamas rule and military power and bring back the hostages. I think we're going to see a lot of special force action that's going to go deeper inside the Gaza Strip, if I'm being completely honest with you, because what could happen, and what we are looking at right now, at least, is the implications of that. But yeah. I mean, they want to get their hostages back, that's for sure. I can tell you that much. A fire can be seen burning at the Al Abad operation base used by the Israeli Defense Force near the border with Lebanon following an attack by Hezbollah fighters. This is pretty unconfirmed. It's 1 minute ago. Sometimes these people jump the gun, but we're going to show it for a second here. So, Desire, welcome in. So, as I just mentioned, Hezbollah came out with a kind of a cryptic sort of response to all this, that they were now fighting for Allah and all that stuff, the usual stuff, right? And here you have it. So, I'll read this again right here. A fire can be seen burning at Al Abad, operations base used by the Israel Defense Force near the border with Lebanon, following a possible attack by Hezbollah fighters. Again, a possible, but who else, you know? I mean, let's be honest. Who else? Yeah. Is that still within the threshold of not escalation? I don't know if that is, because if they directly attacked, and that's a big fire right there, because they're standing quite far away. You can see they're standing quite far away, you know? They can see the fire from there. That's a pretty big fire right there. Well, keep you updated on it. Yeah, of course, I think my biggest concern throughout all of this has definitely been the idea of, you know, if they're going to escalate it. That's certainly been everybody's, I think everybody's worries has been if they're going to escalate it, you know? Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu announced the end of the partial mobilization in Russia. It started on September 21st, 2022, but there's still no official decree on the end of the mobilization. Oh, he just said it. Yeah, like you're gonna stop conscripting. Right. Right. Like, yeah. Right. A lot of stuff happening in Ukraine, but it's mostly Russians being destroyed, so I'm not too worried right there. Israel Defense Ministry Gallant, Hamas was subject to severe blows the likes of which had never been known before. The harder we hit Hamas, the greater the chance of reaching a solution that will return the hostages. The army is on alert on all fronts. This is Israeli Defense Minister just said the army is on alert on all fronts, and we have no interest in expanding the scope of war. This is a long war, and it is neither us or for them, or them. Yeah. They're of course worried for the expansion of the war, and we're talking, if Hezbollah decides to attack, that's a much larger war for you right there, because Hezbollah, despite, being a terrorist organization, only they are quite the larger organization, Ooh, look at this. Alright, let's play this for you right now.
למלחמה הזו יש שלבים, היום אנחנו עוברים שלב. כוחות עברו 3 שבועות מתחילת המלחמה. למלחמה הזו יש שלבים, היום אנחנו עוברים שלב. כוחות שלנו מבצעים כעת פעילות קרקעית ברצועת עזה. הפעילות הזו מלווה על ידי אש מדויקת וכבדה. אלה נועדו לשרת את כל מטרות המלחמה. פירוק חמאס, ביטחון בגבולות ומאמץ עליון להשבת כל החטופים הביתה. עד כה הצבנו את קו ההגנה. תקפנו. לאויב יש מאות רבות של הרוגים, תשתיותיו מושמדות. המצב בעזה הוא תוצאה של מעשיו הנפשעים של חמאס, שם האחריות. מיטב הלוחמים והמפקדים מאומנים ומוכנים היטב, פועלים כעת בעזה. פגשתי אותם בימים האחרונים. כולם חדורי שליחות ואמונה בצדקת דרכנו, הדרך של מדינת ישראל. גם ביממה האחרונה המשכנו לתקוף, להשמיד מפקדים בארגון הטרור חמאס, לפגוע בפעילים, לפגוע בתשתיות. גם על ידי הכוחות הקרקעיים עצמם שפוגשים אויב, וגם על ידי מערכי האש שתומכים אותם, מהאוויר, מהים ומהיבשה, עוטפים אותם במודיעין על מנת שיהיו אפקטיביים יותר. אנחנו עוקבים אחר ההתפתחויות האזוריות ומוכנים לכל תרחיש. כל הפיקודים המרחביים של צה"ל, ביחד עם כל הזרועות והאגפים, מוכנים להתפתחויות האפשריות ותומכים את מאמץ הלחימה. בגבול הצפון אנחנו במוכנות גבוהה מאוד למנוע ולסכל ניסיונות של חיזבאללה.
Listen right here. Listen right here. Listen right here. We are at a very high level of readiness along the northern border. That's where Hezbollah is. So listen very carefully. Read it right here. Read it.
עוד למנוע ולסכל ניסיונות של חיזבאללה לפגוע באזרחי ישראל או בחיילי צה"ל, כפי שעושה פיקוד הצפון בהצלחה בימים האחרונים. כוחות הקרקעיים מבצעים כעת פעולה חשובה ומורכבת. יעדי המלחמה מחייבים כניסה קרקעית. אין הישגים ללא סיכונים, וכפי שאנחנו יודעים, אין ניצחון ללא מחירים. כדי לחשוף את האויב, כדי להשמיד אותו, אין דרך אלא להיכנס בעוצמה לשטח שלו. הפעולה הזאת משרתת את כל מטרות המלחמה. ב-7 באוקטובר, לפני 3 שבועות, חמאס ביצע פשע נגד האנושות כולה. חמאס מחזיק כעת בחפים מפשע, תינוקות, ילדים, נשים, גברים ואזרחים מבוגרים מאוד. החזרת החטופים היא מאמץ לאומי עליון. ממני ועד כל החיילים ברצועת עזה נעשה הכל על מנת להצליח במאמץ הזה. ליבנו וכוחנו עם המשפחות ועם החטופים. הצבנו לעצמנו מטרות ברורות והדרך תהיה ארוכה. נשלב עוצמה ומחשבה. נזכור, נילחם בנחישות וננצח.
There you have it. Now, that right there was a statement from LTG Herzi Halevi. I think he's a operation commander or something like that. He pretty much summed up what happened. He pretty much sums up what they're doing there. I think it was a pretty good update for you right there. And, well, we are watching it all. Yeah. Well, if you go back to the start of the video, you can see a Israeli spokesperson, military spokesperson, saying all of the people in Gaza should move south. I mentioned this just a second ago here, but it does mean that Israel is not done. The defense minister, the prime minister, I showed a video of his speech. He says they're not done. They all saying they're not done. This is just a start. It's a long word. The defense minister, David, how are you? The defense minister, right, said, the Israel defense minister, said that this is just the start. This is not, this is not going to take weeks. It's not going to take days. It's going to take months, okay? This is exactly what the defense minister said. This is not going to take a day. It's not going to take 2 days. It's not going to take a month. It's going to take months, maybe even years. Why do they think that? I don't know. I believe that they think this is going to broaden. And we just had a report just a second ago here stating that a fire could be seen at a military operation base, Israeli military operation base near Hezbollah border, near the Lebanon border, which could have been caused by Hezbollah. And we are watching that because they believe that this could span, everything could be going off, things are happening, it's all off the charts right now. Trey Yanks, you saw him yesterday, he's saying that the attacks in Gaza right now, or at certain times today, are worse than they were yesterday. Well, not, worse, they're more intense than they were yesterday. So, yeah. So, Freddie, welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, and the U.S. military, I think, has moved close to 100 transport planes throughout the last 24 hours, last 48 hours. Hundreds and upon hundreds of planes and military equipment and, so much stuff throughout. And it's just, it's just insane. So, yeah. It's just gone off the charts right now. It's just insane. Russia loses 740 Russians, 22 tanks, 23 APVs, and 18 artillery systems. Russia has lost 4,000 soldiers trying to take Andivika. That's why I'm not really that much focused. I mean, I want to focus on Ukraine, but I'll tell you what. I'll be honest with you right now. really what's happening in Ukraine, I can really sum it up by saying Russia is throwing mass amount of forces against Andivika and areas around Bakhmut and all kinds of areas, areas in Zaporizhia and Donetsk. The Ukrainians are repelling them and even pushing forward. They're pushing it near areas of Kherson. They are doing their best jobs, and well, the Russians are getting hammered. So So that's pretty much summing up. I think if you ask anybody, is that a good sum up? And I think people say yes, that's pretty good sum up right there for you. A massive protesting in Turkey took place again today after the literal defense minister of Turkey called for a fucking pro-Palestine protest, which yeah. I mean, and it just sounds a little weird that a president would call for a goddamn protest, but, whatever. Erdogan shall be Erdogan. Erdogan shall be Erdogan. You know what I saw when my thought when I saw that the fact that the U.S. military is moving constantly. I mean, right now, if you go over towards the U.S. right now, this is what you're gonna see. You're gonna see this right here. You're gonna see that one, that one. These are all U.S. military transport planes heading out, heading back in, heading out. Convoys of these heading out, right? Throughout last night, throughout all day. Over here, you can see that over there. I believe, when I saw that, my first thought? America! Express Online. David, it's free speech. I don't know who Express Online is, and I don't know if he said that, so, that, I doubt the fact that he would say that outright, but, you need to verify that, because I haven't heard about the fact that he said that, but yeah. Put Sweden in. And Sweden in NATO. Oh, right, yeah. In NATO? We gotta get Sweden in NATO. Of course we should have Sweden in NATO. I mean, there's no point in making here. The factor is, we all know, Aragon is very much pro-Palestine. I don't doubt he would say he would go to war in defense of Hamas, but I think it's outright. It might be a bit I don't know, bold of him to say that, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Aragon is Aragon, right? But I just can't confirm that at the moment here. I don't really have anything. Does he say it right here? We can come at any night unexpectedly. At hundreds of thousands of Turkish citizens chance Turkish military to Gaza. Alright, well maybe he did say it. Maybe you're right, free speech. I don't know. I didn't follow along here. It seems like a very kind of Aragon thing to say. Well, I don't speak Turkish. But, we can come at any night unexpectedly. Turkish military to Gaza. The crowd chanted that, so maybe you're right, free speech. I don't know. I just don't speak Turkish. I hadn't heard about it. Sorry, there's a lot of misinformation coming out nowadays. You gotta keep yourself clean. No hate. No hate. Iran-backed militia releases training footage. Iran-backed Iraq's Shiite militia Shahid al-Shuhada, I think that's right, I don't know, carry out military drills simulating an attack on a U.S. military base and troops. God, fucking assholes. He's such a slime ball. Hey. I want to watch this video right here, because this is news right here for you. This is a training video by Iranian-backed militias attacking a U.S. military base. Simulating an attack, right? What the fuck do they think is going to happen? They think they can do that. They think they can go around, running around with their APG, attack U.S. military bases right there. That's such a fucking... that's such a fucking annoying video right there, because that's really, Yeah, why don't you go ahead, try and storm a U.S. military base? I fucking dare you. I fucking dare you. Why don't you fucking go ahead? Come on, ride in on your fucking military bikes, right? Ride in your little military bikes. Run into the military base like you're doing right there. Yeah, do that. You know? Come on. I fucking dare you. I really fucking dare you. I really fucking, yeah. He just walks right up, yeah. And I really dare them to try and go and attack a direct attack on a U.S. military base. Because they act like that's what they do. They always act like they're, like, in front of the military base. No, they're standing miles away sometimes, attacking them with long-range missiles. You know? They act like they're up close all the time. You know, it's like, yeah. Israel launched a ground operation in Gaza Strip Natahun now. Well, we all know that, don't we? A ghillie suit in the deserts. That guy's gonna really. Not only is he gonna sweat his ass off, he's also he's also gonna be very visible in the. Could be very visible. I don't know why they're wearing green. You're right. Why are they wearing green? You're in the fucking desert. You don't wear green in the desert. Like, yeah. Why would you wear green in the desert? Like you're gonna sit by a forest. There's not exactly the desert is not exactly known for its green, luscious lands. Especially when that was recorded, because that was Iranian backed. Iran does not have green pastures unless you really go far up. If you go all the way up north of Iran, you might find some green pastures, but I doubt that's where they're going to be fighting the U.S. military. Because if they want to start fighting them in the fucking Iraq, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, that's just deserts. Saudi Arabia doesn't even have any green pastures. There's nothing. Like, small areas. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, I showed that just a second ago. Free speech. I think you were here when I showed that image there. But yeah. Just in, Israel cuts all ties with Starlink. We will use available means to prevent Elon Musk from providing relief organization in Gaza with the internet. Communication Minister Shlomo Kari. Due to the statement by Elon Musk who promised satellite communication to international recognized organization in Gaza Strip, we have taken this position. Source Al Jazeera. Oh yeah, so this came out today. By the way, I want to point this out right here. So, cutting off all communication to a population of 2.2 million is unacceptable. Journalists, medical professionals, humanitarian efforts, and innocents are all endangered. I don't know how such an act can be defended. The United States has historically denounced this practice. Been trying to reach my families in Gaza, blah, blah, blah. Starlink would support connectivity into internationally recognized aid organizations in Gaza. So that's Elon Musk's response right there. I don't really see how it makes the difference. I think with Israel, what people don't seem to realize is what is Ukraine using Starlink for? Ukraine's using Starlink to be able to target Russian positions. Correct? Yes. What is Gaza gonna use Starlink for then? I'm just asking, what do you think Gaza and the people of Hamas would use Starlink for? You know, I mean, they don't use internet exactly. They don't use precision targeting, but you know. But if they were to, and if they wanted to, and also calling it, you know, anything really. I mean, yeah, I don't see how it's gonna do much difference. It wouldn't do much difference, but I'm just saying. According to an agreement between Erdogan, Putin, and Aliyev, Russia left Armenian and Nagorno-Karabakh to Azerbaijan and returned their forces to the war in Ukraine. Vehicles and hardware from Russian peacekeepers contained Karabakh being withdrawn through Azerbaijan. So the Russian peacekeepers, who were usually that was in Karabakh, the area that got taken back by Azerbaijan forces, you know, the peacekeepers, they're not being taken back, or at least their equipment is. Vital equipment that's going to go to Ukraine and... yeah. Great equipment right there. Holy shit, dude. What the fuck? That thing looks like it came out of 1940 museum right there. Holy shit. Yeah. Always Russians right there. It's a long ass convoy right heading out with the train right there, but that's going directly to Ukraine right there. Well, the Russian army, not not the Ukrainians, obviously. 1950s, something like that, yeah. Look like Lego vehicles. Yeah, the ones with no things on top, they don't look like Lego vehicles. Something they put together in the weekend or something like that. Yeah, I mean, still a lot of things happening. I mean, it's hard to really describe. I think we're trying to cover it the best I can, but you know, we have given. I think I've tried to give the best updates that we have here. I think we've tried to cover it all. I'm constantly checking on Trey Yinks. He has any updates. Hopefully he's going to come out with an update for us today as well. But, you know, I think we basically covered it off. Mike Pence has dropped out of the 2024 presidential race. Oh, no. Anyways. Oh, yeah. I got... He's a classical Elon Musk, you know? End of vacation. I put Russia and peacekeeper in the same sentence. Well, I don't blame you. Which, I don't blame you. End of vacation peacekeepers. Yeah. They're like, oh, we're going to Ukraine? Shit. Oh, the Iran once war. Look how closely they put their country to our military bases. Yes. Right there. It's just military bases. So if you ever thought that Iran didn't have a lot of U.S. forces on their borders, you'd be wrong. Because they do. There's a lot of U.S. military bases around Iran. A lot of them. That's a lot. There's so much. I like how the U.S., you know, if there's any country in the world that goes overboard when it comes to just having a little bit extra, it's the U.S. Because they always said, like, you think we have enough bases? Hey, buddy. Hey, listen. You can never have enough bases, okay? You can never have enough military bases. But we're surrounding them. hey, buddy. Listen. Shut the fuck up, okay? I want more military bases. I think a lot of people... Oh, here we have it. I think a lot of people misunderstand weak leadership compared to the state of the U.S. military. You might think that because Joe Biden and they have idiots in the Congress, they might have a weak leadership, but if there's one thing the U.S. can agree on, it's the budget for the military. Don't mistake weak leadership in the U.S. for a weak military, okay? Just want to put that out there. We'll be sorry he messed with the U.S. when this is all said and done. If he's alive by then, I don't know. Probably is. Look, 1 minute ago, Trey Yinks just uploaded a video here 1 minute ago. This is live from Gaza.
You can hear behind me, the Israelis are clearly trying to hit the tunnel system on the eastern side of Gaza.
Bunker
they
busters.
Are hitting one specific location over and over for the past hour and a half. This fire is expected to continue throughout the night.
I just want to say, I love Trey Inks. He's a great reporter and all that. And I think the Israel's, you know, that isn't it funny? I think it's so funny. I think Israel, the way that they fight their war, they're like, oh, hit the tunnels, right? They'll hit the tunnels. Yeah, okay. Well, sir, the tunnel's pretty far underneath. Okay, well then hit it again. Well, sir, we haven't gotten it there. Listen, buddy. Hey, just keep hitting them, okay? Dig the ground up. Come on, follow me here. Pound it, you know. Sir, we've hit it for an hour now. We still haven't reached it. How far are we? Probably about 10 feet or something like that. Maybe less. Keep hitting it. Just digging holes. The Israelis right now, right? They're digging holes with a fucking, you know. They're digging holes with rockets. It's talking to the military. That's why they agree. Well, yeah, you're right on that, David. But that doesn't change the narrative. You know, I will say to you, you don't have to underestimate the U.S. military, okay? The U.S. military is not a weak power. They might have weak leadership. Sorry, Joe Biden, but I don't really see how you're a directly strong leader. Sorry. But, you know. Deputy Police Chief suspended after journalist investigation. Deputy Police Chief Dmytro Cheshlek was suspended after a journalist investigation alleged that his wife held a Russian passport. Interior Minister of Ire. Oh, okay. I thought that was something else. Well, there you go. Fair enough. Fair enough. Another video from Trey Inks just now. Another video. This was just uploaded right now. It's the America. Yeah, there you go. Have it. This is live. This is how it sounds like. This is Trey Inks right here, standing just outside Gaza right now. This is the sound you're hearing from Israel trying to dig holes with rockets into the ground to try and take out the Hamas tunnels. The Hamas, they are operating underneath the ground. The Israelis are digging holes with rockets, trying to get them through. You literally like a bunker busting, you know, massive bombs, fighter jets constantly, and the tank fire and all that stuff right there. Just insane, you know. This is directly from just a minute ago this was uploaded, so it doesn't get much more real time right now. It doesn't get more real life than that right there. And that's how the situation is, and it's intense still. Don't get it wrong. It's still very intense in the area. Yeah. Keep an eye on those. Keep an eye on them, will you? You got some Boeing 707 right there. Look at that. Now the French just arrived right there. They're heading into Egypt. They probably got some bases in Egypt, I'd imagine. Super Hercules, United States, Australia. They're heading for Cyprus, I think. A lot of international communities have bases in Cyprus. I'm not aware of that, but I think so. If I'm not wrong, they should have some bases in Cyprus somewhere, at least far enough. Oh, look at that. That right there is an E6. That's a pretty unusual flight pattern right there for an E6. Just right outside New Bedford right there. Well, out in the Atlantic. Look at that. That's a pretty unusual activity for an E6 right there. I'll tell you that much. What's this? Oh, look at that. 2 E6. There's 2 E6 up right now. One down here in Texas. Maybe one over there. I'm not aware, but you know, the whole East Coast here. That's the East Coast, right? Northwest Yes? Maybe? I don't know. The Pacific coast, I'll call it that. I said the Pacific coast right now is pretty empty, but you know, that's pretty weird because they have bases with E6 and all kinds of things along here, so yeah. We'll keep an eye on that E6 right there. That's certainly interesting. If you don't know what that is, that's the West Coast. Well, close enough. You know, you're in the vicinity. It was the exact opposite, but you get it. You get it. Well, maybe Erdogan is going to war with Israel. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Because if Turkey decides to promote their attack against Israel, you know, how long is their membership in NATO gonna last? Just saying. Okay, yeah, it's the West Coast. Yeah. Well, you know. North Korean equipment entered the Ukrainian front today for some reason. Well, we don't know why. I mean, they transferred it there, you know? They have it. EVC, welcome in. Oh, yeah, that was my... That's fighter jets right there, I think. What you got down here? Boeing 767. America. America. Fuck yeah. Look at that. Let's track that E6 right there. Some interesting flight pattern from an E6 right there. Certainly think they are watching something. Russian Foreign Minister concerned. Really, are you fucking moron? Destruction of Gaza and population displacement could lead to the decades-long disaster. Really, I think you're the last person ever to be able to talk about that. You know? Save the Children organization spokesman says that they are extremely worried about the inability to contact staff in Gaza for the past day. Just give it time. Relax. Okay? Give it time. I do think... and I'll be honest with you right now, I think that as soon as... So here's what I think is going to unfold, and you might want to, you know, if you want to correct me on it, but I do think that because Israel did attack the part, I think it was around here, they did attack the city. I think it was actually this exact city right here. They did launch invasions here. We actually saw bulldozers take out fences and the bunkers here, or the mounds of sands they put up right there. Push those through here. The tanks and infantry attacked the city right here, or the village, or whatever you want to call it, into Gaza itself. We believe, and I believe certainly, that Israel will in fact try and cut off the northern part of Gaza, like that, complete cutoff. Nobody can get through. Nobody can get in or through, right? And then I think after that, so no one from the back, you know, no Hamas military militias can receive military aid or anything like that, because then I believe they may allow humanitarian aid to come through. I think their concerns right now is that they have infantrymen on the ground. You know, I'm looking at this at a military perspective right now. They have infantrymen on the ground. They're worried for the safety of these infantrymen, which any leader ever should be worried about. The numbers, they're men, right? And I think that's a good thought you have right there. So, cut off the north of Gaza. You know, make sure that they isolate the terrorists who are in Gaza, take Gaza, or at least maybe level Gaza, take out the tunnels of Gaza, and take out Hamas leadership and the headquarters. Allow humanitarian aid into the northern part of Gaza and let nothing of that aid come through into holy shit, there you go, another explosion, into the city of Gaza or into the tunnels. However, there is one problem. Hamas operates underground. That's the biggest problem they have right now. So if they were to do it, they would have to figure out Israel C-130. Oh, this one right here? Yeah, it's a Lockheed C-130 Hercules, Israeli military. Just a transport plane. Much like anybody, the U.S. military operates those as well. But yeah, that's what I think, personally. But there's problems with that. Of course, one of the problems is that, well, Hamas operates underground. They will have to figure out ways to take out the tunnels underneath them, completely cut those tunnels off, probably by exploding them, burying them underneath rubble, and cutting off the access from anybody. And figure out some kind of way to, hold that off. And I think that's a viable option. Yesterday, the attack, and I said it before they said it, and not to toot my own horn here, but I was saying when that attack started, I think this is an attempt and a good attempt from the Israelis to try and not negotiate, but force the Hamas leadership to negotiate the release of the hostages to be able to give away for a ceasefire. And that was the original plan, but it still seems to me that they're so hell-bent on waiting. And the reason why I think they're hell-bent on waiting is because they might believe at this point in time, because they can't hold for that much longer. I'll be honest with you, they don't have that much amount of holders. So I believe that this is going off what people are saying. This is going off U.S. officials. This is going off Israeli officials. Now, I believe the next phase here could be that they're waiting, at least Hamas is waiting, for a possible helping hand, I believe they could be waiting for a possible helping hand to come in. And that helping hand might be Hezbollah. It might be Iran. It might be Syria. And that's what I believe we're waiting for, and that's what we're watching for. So, yeah. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says Israel values life. Hamas terrorists worships death. Well, that's true. IDF launches more waves of powerful airstrikes in Gaza. Air Force also bombs Hezbollah positions in response to earlier attacks from Lebanon. Oh, look at that. So Air Force is currently conducting bombs, also bombs Hezbollah positions in response to earlier attack from Lebanon. Reports Israel is focused on Hamas, but keeps a very close watch on Hezbollah, just as we just discussed right there. They're keeping a close eye on them, and what I think, if they start gathering forces, if they start gathering people, if they start, doing something like that, start attacking, start conducting extreme amount of airstrikes or something like that, Yeah. So, that's what I think we're looking for right now. And I don't think that's a stupid idea. I think it's particularly thought out. People kept saying, what people kept saying? They kept saying that Israel didn't have a plan for this war. I was like, what? What does, Yeah. Looking for things right now. I'm not seeing much right now. Just looking for things. See if there's anything coming out. So we're waiting for responses here. Watch Donald Trump. Donald Trump came out with a statement right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that. Yep. A little bit quiet right now. But I still hear air activity. I know you probably hear that too. There's still some air activity in the background. Not a lot coming out right now. Waiting for anything really. See if Trey Yanks does an update. Nothing there. Where's the fender? Nope. Where in the fall? Nope. The aftermath of last night unprecedented bombardment of Gaza. Holy shit. How are they filming that? Is he even from Gaza? Are they sure about that? I mean, they must be, right? I mean, that is... Holy shit. I'm not gonna discount the extreme pressure on the civilization that is left in that town there. It is horrific, but it's still not Israel's fault, as people keep saying it is. It's not their fault. IDF's troops just okay. Would you like a YouTuber that's live on the battlefield? I think I know who you're talking about, Ocean, but I think we'll just keep this up here for now. Ukrainian news. Fire. Have a great days for Patriots. Yeah, I mean, listen. I think things are just unfolding at the moment here. There's not really a lot coming out. I mean, when is the time frame for anything else to happen? You know, that's kind of like a question everybody's asking right now. What's the time frame for anything else? You know, is anything else going to happen, and when is that? You know, and yeah, I mean, as far as we know right now, things are happening. As far as I want to tell you right now, is because what I can see and what I'm looking at, you know, I'm looking at maps of the flight trader and the U.S. response to all this. I think personally, what we're all just waiting for You know, it's like that next thing. It's like that next promotion. It's like that next step, you know? And the next step, the next phase, the next stage on the battlefield, you know, it's at the next stage. Where are we heading? Where are we gonna end? Where we're stopping? Where are you stopping? That's my question. A lot of stuff right now. I don't know.
My lifetime, and it's scary.
There's been an increase in people buying bunkers, or at least equipment to make bunkers. Apparently, most of them in the U.S. Surprise. Yeah, a lot of people got bunkers in the U.S. I mean, a lot of people in the U.S. You guys have been self-sufficient. Only a lot of people forget about the U.S. is the fact that most people in the U.S. still nowadays, many are still self-sufficient in some ways. Oh, there's explosion there in the background again now, just right now. Anybody of you in here that actually have bunkers? Any of you have bunkers? Build it up. One thing I've noticed about this thing, these wars right now, right? Like this Middle Eastern war. It's not like Western wars where if you fire a rocket, it hits a military base. You know, then you go to war against that country because they attacked you. You know, no bunker here. Fair enough. You know, in other countries, if Russia was to fire a rocket at our country, you know, we'd go to war. If the Hezbollah fires a rocket or anything against the Israelis, they're like, it's within the threshold of escalation. You know, it's all right. It's all right. You know, it's not that bad. It's not that. Come on, relax. It's not that bad. Maybe sewers. I wouldn't personally go down into a sewer. That would that I would never do that. I'd rather die then. No joke. I'd rather. Yeah, I'd rather I'd rather die. They do go pretty deep. I mean, if we were need be to survive, if we needed to survive, I think you could figure it out probably. But yeah, claustrophobic and all that, you know, it's just tight space and all that. Oof. Could you ever get up again? You know, food you eat. What are you gonna eat? You know, rats. Ugh. No, I mean, I want to survive, but I want to. You know, that's just nasty. That's just nasty. That's, you know, that's just. Will do. He said he was trying to find the closest ground zero target. Then he died. Beyond Thunderdome? I've never watched Mac Mass. Should I watch Mac Mac? I've seen the trailers of it. Looks pretty good. Maybe I should. I don't know. I've never seen it. Tom Hardy? Is that his name? Tom Hardy? Tom Hardy? I think the guy playing one of the roles is Tom Hardy. I've never really seen it, but sounds pretty good. Senior... God, pinch myself. Senior Israeli officials have stated that humanitarian aid into Gaza Strip will drastically increase over the coming days and weeks as the ground invasion makes additional progress. So they're calling it a ground invasion. I don't get it, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. They're now calling it a ground invasion. Before, they were calling it, you know, just a normal everyday raid. But now they're calling it a fucking invasion. So here you have it. Weeks ground invasion, additional progress. This aid will eventually include up to 100 trucks a day from Egypt that will contain food, water, and medicines. However, fuel will be restricted until the IDF allows it. Alright. Again. Aid delivered to the north. I said it. I said it. Look at that. With Tom Hardy. Watch the one with Mel Gibson. Okay, so the one with Tom Hardy wasn't so good. Alright, watch her that. This is supposedly IDF reports raising Israel flag in Gaza.
מניפים דגל ישראל בלב עזה, על חוף הים, לא נשכח, לא נסלח, ולא נעצור עד הניצחון.
I don't know, that kind of looked like they were taking it down, but it does appear so, yeah. That would piss a Palestinian off. That's 100%. That would piss someone off. Iranian teenager Amita Garvand succumbs to injuries after mortally police assault. Oh, morality. Sorry, not morally. After the morality, morality is you know the anti-gay. You know you know what it is. The anti whatever. Morality police. Assault in Tehran. The incident stemmed from her choice not to wear a headscarf. Right. I mean, I'm not gonna show her picture. I don't really like showing people's pictures and all that stuff when they're dead. I don't think that's very. I did say her name, but I'm not gonna show her picture. But just yeah. A teenager died there in Tehran. It's in Iran. These are morality police. These guys are the guys who runs around with his fucking sticks around, you know. 80s kids. Well, certainly are. What does Britain come to? The once mighty Britain controlled 90% the globe. This is the current Britain nowadays. This is the result. Here you have it. That's the current Britain. A country that used to rule the world. Once mighty Britain. Oh, how the great has fallen, I'd say to you right now. The great has fallen. This is fucking despicable. You know, that's not protesting. Protesting is walking around with a stick. About in the air, and you say what you want to say, but attacking people, that's not protesting. That's just, you know, being stupid. Well, listen, I'm not gonna turn this to a, I'm not gonna turn this into sort of a kick them out campaign. I'm not a believer in that bullshit, because I'm a true believer in the fact that it's not everybody, and that's a true thing. It is not everybody. You know, let's be honest. There's a lot of people out there that work. I mean, 90, maybe more than that, you know, 9% or a lot of them. But it just so happens, just like what happened in Hamas, right? That's your country. Well, once mighty fallen, right? So it just so happened, right? That just like what happened in Gaza, right? The people, the citizens who have nothing to do with what's happening in Gaza, that's all Hamas' fault. You can blame everything on Hamas, right? You can blame everything on Hamas. They're the ones who caused thousands to die. That's their fault. They did it. They attacked. Israel's defending. You know? That's what people don't seem to remember. Hamas attacked. They did that. They ruined thousands, millions of lives because of their ideologies. People like that who ruin the life for everybody else because they attack, they get violent, They think they're doing it for a good cause. Really, what they're doing it is ruining it for everybody else. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're ruining for everybody else. Because they say that, you know, running around with sticks, running around hitting people, running around smashing in cars and windows, and you know, all those rallies where they say, you know, all that stuff where they protest and say they call that protesting or demonstrating their free will. That's not, you know, that's just violent. That's just violence. That's just, you know, much of it homicide and much of it is fucking horrific. So, you know, it's always a few people that ruin it for everybody else. You know, it's never everybody. Okay, I'm just saying it. Just saying. Heavy machine gun fire in the direction of Sikkim. Where the hell is Sikkim? Yeah. Wait, Sikkim is... Heavy machine gun fire in the direction of Sikkim. Sikkim's just outside of Gaza, so that's probably some Gaza guys firing with their machine guns. Would you imagine? Hamas guys. Right? Oh, we got a Trey Yingst update right here for you. Trey Yingst on the moon. So far, no reports of the crashes in Swedish. No, I mean, listen, it's not everywhere. Denmark, there's been nothing really happening. It's very much in countries like France, the US, and the UK. I think Germany as well. There's also been some things in Germany. Look at that right there. Yeah. You get that aftershock. Look at him shaking there. That's the aftershock. This is live right now, pretty much live. It's not live. It's a video, but it's uploaded just seconds ago here. This is how it currently looks like. So Gaza is still being targeted at a rapid rate right now. And yeah. If that guy is live, if that guy was standing with a camera, right? I just want to know something. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening in Germany as well. That's certainly what appears to be. This is Times. That's ought to be better right there for you. Yeah, Times Now, that's a pretty big one, isn't it? That's live right there, isn't it? 3.7 million. Times Now, it's a pretty legitimate, right? Or am I? No, they're just looping that. That's a loop right there, because that was the same sound over and over right there again. Yeah, some of these people, they're not live. They just claim to be live. Yeah. That's not live right there. 100% not live. I got Routes. Routes usually, they're live. No, they literally ended their lives of coverage right there. So there's nothing. Okay. Fair enough. Nobody's doing any live streams. The exact time when everything is happening, everybody decides, you know what? You know what? Not now. We're not going to go live right now. No. I know you want us to, but no. Not now. Come on, man. This is YouTube for you nowadays. You can't skip an ad because, well, skipping an ad would be so horrific for them because, well, you know, that would mean the end of their business. Can't have ad block on anymore because they'll ban you if you have ad block on. They will ban you. An outbreak of hepatitis A has been recorded in Ukraine, in particular in the Venetia region. 141 patients are hospitalized due to this disease. Infection occurs mainly through the consumption of contaminated food, dirty water, or doing close contact with a sick person. Jesus Christ. Hepatitis A. Times is fake? Yeah, I'd imagine that. We'll just keep it on this. This one appears to be, I mean, despite the fact that he gets the time wrong, he appears to be pretty legit right here. Well, no, the time is right. It's just, yeah, that's wrong. The time, yeah, sorry. We'll just keep it on this. Yeah. So apparently, this is from Flash News right here, just to give you the proof of what I'm reading right now. An outbreak of hepatitis A. That's a pretty aggressive disease right there for you. What are the symptoms of hepatitis A? Yellow skin or eyes, not wanting to eat, upset stomach, throwing up, stomach pain, fever, dark urine or light colored stools. Oh, and diarrhea. Ugh. This. Hepatitis A is an inflammation of the liver that can cause mild to severe illness. The hepatitis A virus, HIV, is transmitted through ingestion of contaminated food. Yeah, okay. Well, okay. Well, it's a pretty bad one, isn't it? I mean, I'm not a health expert, but I mean, as far as I know of. God damn. Where the hell did they get that from? I mean, that is not fun for you right there. That is not fun. Russian troops arrive in Belarus to train local drone operators. Citing Belarusian opposition, the Ukrainian military said that the Russian drone operators are arriving at the military base in Byrosa, Brest region in the western Belarus. Two persons. Well, that's deserved right there. He's not gonna have a good time in Iraq, I'll tell you that much. But you know, there you go. Okay. Well, this is not. Well, that's not great. You know. So, if you remember, because I did talk about this, I don't know if you guys were here, but I did talk about a possible false flag attack happening on a. Funny thing right now. I'm just saying something right now. A possible false flag attack was supported by the Ukrainian military. Even Zelensky talked about it. That not on the Ukrainian military, but they were talking about doing it in Belarus. Belarusian officials or Belarusian authorities and Russian authorities or agents or whatever, sabotage. They were meant to go together, attack an oil depot. There it was. I was going to remember that right there. Attack an oil depot, right? Attack an oil depot and then blame it on Ukraine. Sorry, my brain was just out of. But now, and they were even talking about doing it with a drone. So that's a funny thing right here. That's why I think it's funny, because they were saying that they were going to do it with a drone. They were going to blame Ukraine on a drone attack on an oil depot. That's the sources came in from around the Ukrainian military. You get tired of always being right and wrong? Yeah, I do get tired sometimes. You can hit my brains on sometimes. Gotta remember all the things I'm right on. So, there you have it, right? So, the Russian troops arrive in Belarus to train local drone operators, citing Belarusian opposition. The Ukrainian military said that Russian drone operators are arriving at the military base in Brest region in the western Belarus. Funnily enough, the oil depot they're gonna be attacking is in Brest. Is in the Brest region. Just saying. Okay? I'm just saying. God. A lot of fake news promoted by Hamas fans about Israel operation in Gaza, and that's good news. If you need fake images and info to make your case, reality must be hard, very hard. Hamas is in trouble, and it will only get worse. Can't have it out there. Right. He counted to infinity twice. Yeah, oh yeah, no, I did, yeah. The first time it was tough, the second time I just, did it for fun, Who the fuck is driving a fucking car? You're in a fucking war, idiot, and you decide, okay, you know what, today I'm gonna drive a car as fast as I can. My house is about to get blown up. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna drive a car very fast. So everybody can hear me. Thanks, dude. We drive somewhere else for once. Fucking Christ. Drifting club? Probably, right? It's some kind of drifting club or something. I mean, it's a Saturday night drifting club or something like that. It's a Saturday night drifting club time. Let's go out and drift. Yeah! They actually do that in Africa. There's I think it's in South Africa or something like that. There's throughout Africa, some areas there, they have like this thing called a drifting contest where you drive around in your cars as much as you can, and they burn out the tires until the tires breaks or blows up, right? If your tires then blow up, it's about blowing them up the fastest, or I think maybe making it the longest. I don't know, but yeah. Pretty fun to watch. Qatar foreign minister says Israel ground operation would have a dire consequences for civilian devastating humanitarian economic impacts. Here's my suggestion for Qatar and all the other Saudi Arabians or Arabian leaders, Middle Eastern leaders that want to come out and say all kinds of stuff. Maybe don't repeat each other, because one of you other guys already said that fucking twice, okay? So they're just repeating themselves. They're saying it's going to be a disaster for humanitarian aid. Yeah, no shit, buddy. everybody else while they said that. You literally didn't change a word of what everybody else said. You just said the same thing, expected what? Us to go, oh no. We just heard Saudi Arabia say it. We heard Jordan say it. So, yeah, okay. Enough, really. I mean, we already heard it. You're just repeating what other people are saying. Can't you just say we agree it's going to be devastating instead of saying it's going to be, like, do you not have enough brain cells to come up with your own statements? I mean, I'm just saying, They do that on every U.S., They probably do it in the U.S. as well, yeah. I just saw, there's a particular I saw they do it in Africa. I don't know why. Kim Jong-un is also saying that World War III is about to break out. Kim Jong-un. Trying to fit in here or something like that. Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader, Kim Jong-un. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I'm saying Kim Jong-un. I'm saying it pretty fast. I'm sure I'm not saying it right. Because I say it pretty fast. I'm like, Kim Jong-un. That's how you say it. I think they say it like, Kim Jong-un, or something like that. Is there anyone that has any questions or something like that? There is no stupid questions. Unless you ask me how big Mars is, I might not answer. That's a very random thing to say, but you get it. Oh, yeah, Rocket Man. Yeah. Little Rocket Man, yeah. Yeah. I like how... Here's the thing I don't get about North Korea. I mean, they have an arsenal of nuclear weapons. We don't know how many. I think they have about 50 or something like that, or less than that. I think it's quite lower than that. And they keep saying, oh yeah, well, first of all, we're going to hit, we're going to hit the United States. The United States does have capabilities to take out nuclear bombs. If they take out what North Korea has, they can't just build more. It takes time to build more. The U.S. would then have justification to use their 5,000 nuclear bombs to destroy the shit out of Kim. So let me just say one thing right here. I get the factor that he may be able to hit the United States, but he's launched 2 rockets. This last year alone, he launched 2 rockets. Both of them failed. So I don't think we need to be worried about the little rocket man. I'm just saying, the U.S. has more active nuclear weapons than Russia, okay? Russia has 6,000 in total, but they don't have them. They're not active. Russia has less active nuclear bombs than what the U.S. has. Let's just remember that for a second. It's not a lot, but it is less. And it takes time to activate them. Oh, look at this. America! The U.S. Navy has officially released photographs of the aircraft carrier CVN 69 Dwight D. Eisenhower crossing the Strait of Gibraltar into the Mediterranean this morning. Here you have it. America! Oh, it's so beautiful. It's beautiful. Is that an A-10? Is that an A-10? Is that an A-10? No, I can't see. They got a lot of... we got F-16s right there. Right? Yeah. So whatever. So beautiful. So beautiful. Wonderful. The U.S. has a sub with a 150 on board. Yeah. F-18s. All right, thanks, Ocean. F-18, right? Yeah, obviously. In one way or another. But I'll tell you what, you know, just don't be afraid of North Korea, okay? People keep saying, oh, we should be afraid of North Korea. Why? What is there to be afraid of? They're fighting with World War II equipment. They don't have an air force. You know, the air force they do have, they're fighting around with some of them have even stated that they may have World War I planes or Skyhawks. That's the only thing they have. They don't really have an air force, which means reigning supreme on the air force. That's one thing. The only, you know, they don't have food, which is another thing. Don't you need to feed your army? You need to feed your army, right? Yeah. No, they don't have fucking food, okay? That's the second thing. God damn it. Okay, they don't have food. They bullets, productions of things you need to fight at war for a long time. They may have that, but it's limited. The only thing that makes North Korea anything remotely scary is because they have backing from China. Okay? It's the only reason they have a chance at doing anything. If North Korea didn't get backing from China, there would be no North Korea in 2 days. I don't think, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think the North Korea has ever actually intended to hit the US coast. I think the little rocket man, right, we call him, he likes to say that he's gonna hit the US. I've always believed that he's gonna not target the US. He would only target South Korea. A problem, and the scary thing about that, is that South Korea does not have nuclear bombs. However, North Korea does, and they're, you know, right over. Gate one fan. Yeah, they got one fat man, everybody else has put rocks in their shoes not to blow away, yeah. Yeah, you're right, Ocean. He eats for his people. Right, yeah. Regional exercise is planned to test the agreed algorithms for closing the border with Belarus, Lithuania Interior Minister Agne Bieltio. Holy shit, I can't pronounce that. That's one hell of a name right there. In late August, the Interior Minister of Lithuania, Latvia, and Poland agreed that their borders with Belarus could be closed in the event of an army incident involving irregular migrants. Yeah. Apparently they're going to practice closing the border. I feel like they would practice closing the border and then say we're not going to actually, you know, open it up anymore. Who is Kim's fashion designer? Oh, Kim Jong-un. I don't know. Hugo Boss or something like that. If you love history, you'd laugh at that. You know why? If you like history, you'd laugh at me saying Hugo Boss. Because that's a really funny... It's not a funny story, but it makes sense. Not Jenny Craig. No, but the, you know, Hugo Boss, who, well, let's just say he designed a suit that was worn by some certain people in 1930s to 1945, and then never worn again. You know, let's just say like that. Let's just put it as it is. The U.S. Senate just anonymously adopted a resolution condemning pro-Palestinian student protesters. The resolution calls for a fully and completely support Israel in its war on Gaza. Everyone in the U.S. Senate, from Bernie Sanders to Rand Paul, voted for this. So they're voting against their own people now. That's a lot. Hey, let's be honest. It's a lot. the suits that he did design, by the way, Hugo Boss, the man Hugo Boss, not the company, the man, you know, the man that then turned the company Hugo Boss into Hugo Boss, because his name is Hugo Boss. He made a, okay, well, let's put it like it is. He designed the SS officers. He designed the SS suits, right? You think they have the same tailors? Oh, yeah. They specialize in extra large. Yeah. Well, I think that's why. I think that's why they mention his name, was because he usually doesn't vote for anything good, does he? I can tell by your reactions that Rand Paul guy doesn't really vote for anything good, does he? There's a Russian plane heading over Iran right now. It's gonna land in Dubai. Yeah. There's still a lot of U.S. air activity, by the way. I just want to say that. So we still have a lot of U.S. air activity. You still have a Globemaster right there. You have right behind that, you have a tanker over here. You have more U.S. planes. You have a U.S. plane right there. You have, oh, what's that? United Emirates. Yeah. So there's another C5 heading down right now. Less air activity, less and less air activity over the U.S. You know, you don't ever want to not see air activity over the U.S. That's what you hate. That's what you hate. I mean, AHB is picking up on a lot more, and that E6 right there is over land now. So it's at 22,000 feet in the air. So it's relatively low for E6. I don't know, but it is some way. It might be heading back now. I don't know. It's doing a weird flight pattern. It's been flying pretty much all day, as you can see. They're probably making sure everything is working right now. Oh, look at that. That's 2E6 right there. Look at that. It took off from the same area as well. Well, not the exact same. Apparently that one took off from that airbase, and then that one took off from an airbase just across that airbase. No, okay, they took off from the same airbase. It didn't turn on this. Okay, no, it took off from the same airbase. It didn't turn on the transponder before they got there. I was like, yeah, I was like, they got two air bases right across to each other. Like, it wouldn't surprise me, but you know, they got 3 E6 up right now. 3 E6. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. 3 E6. Well, so much air activity right now, it's insane. I mean, over Europe it appears to be less and less. I mean, we are turning into the dark hours, aren't we now? It's getting close to midnight here in Israel as well as around the world. At least surrounding Europe, it's an hour away from midnight. So things are turning dark. You know, he's a weirdo to the nth degree. Oh, all right. Turn it. All right. Fair enough. Mekava. This is a Israeli tank, and you guys might know this right here, but this is her. She does like a ASMR on cars, where she kind of flicks it and calls it, you know.
Mercedes.
And then Mekava. That's a Israeli tank right there. But she hasn't done any new text yet? I don't know. Doesn't appear so. Mekava. Mercedes.
Mercedes.
They're not allowed to show the inside of the tank. That's why. Oh, well, maybe they are. Are they? I didn't know they were. Maybe they weren't. Merkava. I love that. I'm just seeing so many videos of Russian tanks getting blown up, and it's great. Intense Israel strikes on northern Gaza is still occurring. You can still hear air activity. I still hear air activity in the back there. Did I not show you that video there? Did I not show you that video, or did I fuck up right there? Did you guys not see that video? Might have fucked up there. Oh, it doesn't matter. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's just it was a funny video, but it doesn't matter. As far David, they have. Sorry. Why did I forget that? The U.S. has just conducted no, not the U.S. The Russians have just conducted a nuke test just last week. I don't know why I said they haven't. I forgot about it. So much stuff happening. I mean, you keep forgetting about things all the time, you know. It's something. It's just I keep forgetting it. You know, I just keep forgetting that it's even happening. I might not have showed that video there. It doesn't matter. I don't know why I didn't. It feels like I did. I feel like I dragged it over. Did I not do that? I'm stupid. Well, it's just a funny video. It doesn't matter. The Axios, or whatever you say, reports Saudi Arabia defense minister will visit the White House amid concerns of a regional war. Oh, yeah. So, a Saudi Arabian defense minister will visit the White House. Today? Tomorrow? In a week? In a month? He will visit the White House in a month, and therefore there will be no war for about a month. Until we meet. These guys are so fucking slow. I mean, I don't want a war, but I'm just being honest right now. I'm kind of like in the moment where I'm like, just get the fuck over with. I'm just saying, you know, at this point, we've waited enough. Like, is it gonna happen or not? I mean, I'm a little annoyed of waiting, but I get that's, you know, that's the point of war. I mean, I've waited almost 2 years to see a change and to see the Ukrainians win, and well, that's still going. So I guess I can wait another 2 years to see Israel win, if that's what they need to do. I could wait around 2 years to see Israel win. I just, you know, wish that I didn't have to. Maybe a month or so. I don't know. It's a long time to wait. Suffering goes on, you know. The worst thing is the Russians have planned on fighting this war for until 2025, which is, you know, you plan on fighting a war until 2025. Casualties are still gonna ramp up, you know. I want to say, right? So I was looking at this. We are about 2,000 soldiers away, approximately, from the Russians losing less than 2,000, actually, from the Russians having lost an official 300,000 soldiers. That's 300,000 people right there. You know? I mean, that's a lot. You know, how does Putin sleep at night? I've always wondered that. Because, well, knowing that you've caused the death of not only on your side 300,000, but the other side you've caused the death of what appears to amount to probably close to 1 million by now. I mean, I don't know. Not the Ukrainian side. I don't think he's killed 1 million on the Ukrainian side, but, you know, I mean, if you put it all together, it's probably getting up there past the 500,000 point at this point, you know? It's horrific. It's horrific. Former U.S. soldier and analyst Douglas McGregor, if the Israeli Defense Forces conduct a large ground invasion into Gaza, everyone from Indonesia to Morocco is going to coalesce into a military alliance against Israel. This includes Turkey, which is my greatest concern. Yeah. So what they're saying is, what we are waiting for is for Israel to conduct a ground invasion. Which, let's be honest, have Israel conducted a ground invasion? Yes, I think they have. Because they're calling it a ground invasion by now. But they haven't done the official ground invasion. That's the funny thing about Israel. The funny thing about Israel, what they're doing right now is that they're conducting a ground invasion, but it's not really a ground invasion. It's a ground invasion, but you know, it's not really a ground invasion. Let's be honest. It's not really a ground invasion. But it is, you know. It's just not. Yeah. It's weird. But the fact is, I'll be honest with you, at this point, I thought would be gone somewhere. I mean, it's going to take them a while to probably get ready, but he is right. I mean, all of those Middle Eastern countries to coalesce together, coalitionize together, and make one hell of a force. I mean, even Israel, with their mighty force, is what I would call them, standing off against all of those communities right there, especially together with Turkey, if they do decide to join. You know, I still think they're on the edge about that. I don't know if they will, but, you know, the Turkish president and the people certainly seem to want to, and he'd probably had the people's backing, if you're being honest, you know. So, yeah, you know, McGregor, don't trust him. Well, I'll be honest, yeah, I don't know a lot about him, so I didn't know you couldn't trust him, but at the same time, I don't think he's wrong when it comes to this. He's not wrong when it comes to this, you know. I mean, listen, even a broken clock is right twice a day, and that's something. I mean, he's not the first one who said it. He's acting like he's the one who said it, like he's the first one who said it. But yeah, you know, even a broken clock again is right twice a day, right? You know. Israel fascism is in its cruelty towards Palestine is not inferior to, perhaps even surpass Hitler's. Really? That's Kadirov's response. So Kadyrov, who's, you know, a man who I would say is fucking, and he's a maniac. He really is. Israel fascism is in its cruelty towards Palestine is not inferior and perhaps even surpasses Hitler. Come on. How is that even anything you can say You know, because what did Hitler do to Jews? You know, 6 million Jews. Come on, dude. Like it's such propaganda bullshit. It really is. It's such bullshit. It really is. Yeah, it's really, really bullshit. And yeah. It's a lot of bullshit. That's what I tell you. There's a lot of bullshit. World Health Organization official tells Al Jazeera that hundreds of wounded people in Gaza have not been operated on with anesthetics. Well, that's war for you right there. Communication in Gaza remains down. Well, that's something we knew, right? I mean, I knew that. Everybody probably knows that at this point. But they have just stated that when the official invasion starts or something like that, then they will resume. I don't know when the official invasion is going to start, but at this point, you know, what we're listening to, what Israel has to say and all that, you know, can it really be that long? I don't know. Sirens sounded near Israel-Lebanon border. That was 4 hours ago. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, we are gonna take a short break here. So I'll be back in about some time. We're gonna take a short break here, and we will be right back. Alright, well, I am back, but I'll be sitting here in the background eating some stuff. So, I will be make sure that anything happens. Of course, we'll give it to you. So don't worry, I am here in the background if you are wondering.
Part of the Gaza Strip with airstrike and tank fighter. They are working around the clock to destroy targets while they have ground troops inside. The amount of fighting along the border is the heaviest that we have seen since this war erupted on October 7th. You can hear the explosions there in the northern part of the Gaza Strip with airstrikes and tank fire.
Israeli forces move deeper into Gaza, kills several terrorists, destroy rocket sites. IDF deploys largest force and heaviest firepower to overwhelm Hamas. I don't know. They keep saying it's not a ground invasion, but I'll be honest with you. At this point, I don't know. You know? At this point, I think it is. Because I'll be honest with you. They can't keep not calling it a ground invasion. Because they're operating in Gaza now. It's not just a raid, you know. Red Cross Chief Marijana Spolijirik, something like that. She says she is shocked by the level of human suffering in Israel's Hamas conflict and that it's unacceptable that civilians have no safe place to go in Gaza amid the massive bombardment. That's actually a lie. They have. If you go to the south of Gaza, you can be safe. They're not targeting the south of Gaza right now. So, yeah. I don't disagree, but, you know. IDF drops leaflets from aircraft addressing residents of Gaza, saying that Gaza has become a battlefield. Shelters in northern Gaza and Gaza governors are not safe. I think the war is starting. I'll be honest with you guys right now. This just come out. I'll be honest with you. I don't think we're far from war now. I don't think we're far from war now. I'll be honest with you. I don't think we're far from war now. Yeah, yeah. It is a war. Yeah. So that's what I got. Sorry, I'm still eating. I'm still eating. So, but I will keep giving you more. Hey, okay, so I'm back now. Yeah. Sorry about that. Ukraine forces repel a large assault just now in the west of Krasnivka using artillery. As a result of the strike, 3 armored vehicles were destroyed along with multiple assault groups of Russian forces. Getting fucked up. Yeah, so I believe we are very close to the official invasion of Gaza. I don't think we're out of range right now for that position right now. I think we're pretty much at that point now. Holy shit. Really heard that, but it was a big explosion that happened right there when I went off. Just when I was clicked off the mic there again, a big explosion just happened just as soon as I clicked off. There's still a lot of explosions that are happening. Sorry. In Gaza, as we're talking. Journalists in Gaza go to rooftop for hours to try and get an internet connection. Well, it's not exactly how it works. Well, I guess it is. I mean, but well, you're not gonna get it.
حياتنا عشان نطلع صورة برا.
I'm not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. Yeah.
غزة كم صحفيين في غزة على أسطح المنازل مرتفعة بخاطروا على حياتهم عشان يحصلوا على نت. أنا شايف كيف بعض الصحفيين هذا في نت بنخاطر على حياتنا عشان نطلع صورة برا غزة كم بنشاهد في نت.
دقيقة ونص مش راضي يطلع.
دقيقة ونص قديش لك بتحملي فيه؟ أكثر من ساعة. أعطيه حملت شيء اليوم؟
مش قادر احمل شيء مش ظابط النت عندي.
مين حمل شيء يا شباب؟ حملت شيء؟ حملت الوضع صعب في النت.
Yeah. He did manage to upload. They have gotten some videos out of there. However, the videos that are coming out are limited. Therefore, when you do see videos that claim to be from Gaza, yeah, then you gotta be a little skeptical because there simply isn't any way. There's short ways for them to actually get it in unless it's verified to be them, you know. Look at this right here. Israeli troops shout Paslam 11825 before entering. Lord save us, Lord grant us success. That's right before entering into Gaza as well. It's right before entering in. There's Israeli troops right there shouting there, I think, a battle cry right there. Ora! Ale! Kind of like a Spanish, like ale. Don't know why I think that, but, you know. Kinda. I don't know. It's probably not. Looking a little wary. Oh, well, that wasn't... I mean, that wasn't everybody. You know? That was everybody. That was everybody that went in. Yeah, yeah. Of thousands of soldiers. And I believe that they're still adding on to it. It could also be that this sort of expansion of territory right now was the official sort of way to punch a hole through the lines, get tanks and everything through, and then move on from that and try and continue to move in. So yeah. Could have been what they're doing right there. Oh. Worry. Right, sorry. I thought you said like they were looking very, alright. Worry. Right. My bad. I read that wrong. English. Sometimes.
Don't play. But I was watching this video of the confrontation. The woman recognized her son as one of the protesters throwing rocks at police. She made...
Oh, shit. Look at that. That's his mom.
This video of the confrontation.
That's
the
his
woman
mom.
recognized her son as one of the protesters throwing rocks at police. She made very sure to voice her disappointment when she found him on the street. You can see her yelling and striking her son. She chased him home, and as he walked away, trying to pull the mask off the face. That's what you would call hands-on parental supervision, as Chip Reed said at the beginning. Mama don't play. But I was watching the video yesterday. It was very tense watching it. I kept thinking at any moment we're going to see something very, very tragic there. So she took him.
Jesus Christ. As a mama, don't fuck around. That's what you get, you fucking idiot. Yeah. Don't panic as always.
Что мне я лежу.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, I think we're gonna end the stream here. We'll probably. I think. We're gonna leave the stream up overnight, and I mean it this night. I'm gonna come back in some time, and then we'll leave the stream up for you. But yeah, but that'll be in some time. So we'll turn off this stream. I'm gonna reset my brain here, think about some stuff, and then we'll be back in some time, and then that live stream is gonna be left overnight. And yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do now. There's not really, I mean, there's a lot of things happening in a sense, but I'd rather wanna get that all going sooner or later so we can get it all gathered up. So yeah, I think we did pretty good this time. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everything. And yeah, thank you, everyone who liked, everyone who did their stuff.